And the main points of tonight's news again. More than 12,000 jobs are to go in two major British industries. The nationalised British shipbuilders will shed 9,000 jobs, the recently privatised British aerospace 3,500. And the miners have instructed their union leaders to fight to save their industry from pit closures. And finally, a unique experiment to try to protect Britain's dwindling otter population. These young animals were released at a secret location in the early hours of this morning. They'd been bred by the Otter Trust at Earsham in Suffolk, and before letting them go in the wild, they were fitted with radio transmitters so the experts can monitor their movement. The harnesses will disintegrate in a few weeks, but the experiment should provide valuable information. The late news at 11:15, but for now, good night.
In Breakfast Time tomorrow, the guest of the day is Sir John Mills, one of the country's best-known actors. Video Wars, the best players in the country battle it out in the Breakfast Time studio. What's best for baby? A guide to your child's safety in the car. And actress Sandra Dickinson reviews the morning papers. All that in Breakfast Time from 6:30.
Good evening to you. Well, many of us have had the thunderstorms we promised you. The heaviest I heard of was at Putney, where they had over 2 inches of rain in a very short period of time. I think over the next few days too, with low pressure staying to the south, there'll always be a threat of some heavy and thundery showers in the south. But in the north, it looks as though this ridge of high pressure is going to build across, bringing drier and brighter weather to Scotland and Northern Ireland, but with easterly winds, some fog along that east coast. Let's have a look at the satellite picture now. This is an infrared one taken just a couple of hours ago. Shows the storms best of all and shows the worst one at that time over in London. That's drifting northwards. More over in France too. They're coming up, maybe clipping into the southeast and East Anglia. So let's have a look at tonight's weather first of all. And as I've said, a fair number of showers, even some thunderstorms about. They'll be drifting slowly north and very gradually dying out, but still a few left, I think, even by the end of the night. A misty night, but a very muggy one. Though tomorrow, the mist lifting up, 1 or 2 of the showers that are left will be dying away, and then a dry period of weather, I think, for many places. And in the southwest and Wales, it'll stay dry for most of you through the day with some sunshine. Only 1 or 2 showers on that western side. But in central and eastern districts, more showers will be developing as we go through the afternoon particularly. 1 or 2 of them again turning out to be fairly heavy and thundery. And again, it's going to be a very muggy afternoon over in most parts of the country. That is, except the east coast, where it'll still be a bit on the foggy side and cooler. That's it from me. Good night.
On BBC2 next week, 3 major dramas. On Tuesday, Backstairs at the White House, a 4-part dramatisation of the private lives of 8 presidents as seen through the eyes of 2 women who served them all faithfully for more than 50 years.
What is heard within the walls of the White House is to be forgotten. No information about the personal habits of the first family to be repeated on the outside. Understood?
On Thursday, Boswell for the Defence reveals an often forgotten side of Dr. Johnson's famous biography. James Boswell, Scottish lawyer, champion of the seemingly hopeless cause.
Your tenant, John Reed, was habit and repute a stealer of sheep. Did you not purchase a leg or a side of one of the sheep?
I bought a leg and a side, sir.
You bought stolen sheep, Master Black?
Nothing was proved against him, sir.
Thank you, Master Black.
And to start the week's drama, on Sunday, there's Cymbeline, Shakespeare's play where love triumphs over adversity.
Sir, it is your fault that I have loved Posthumus. You bred him as my playfellow. And he is a man worth any woman. Overbuys me almost the sum he pays.
What a mad!
Almost, sir, heaven restore me. I would I were a neat herd's daughter, and my Leonatus, our neighbour shepherd's son.
Helen Mirren stars in Cymbeline and brings a touch of drama to the front cover of Radio Times.
Recent history dramatised on BBC2 shortly with the experiences of 3 families in Portsmouth as their menfolk head for the Falklands aboard HMS Sheffield in The Waiting War. Here on BBC1, our history goes back to more obscure times, to an age as dark as pitch, with the Blackadder. Brian Blessed is currently appearing in Cats at the New London Theatre. Well, problems for the king next week, what with the Black Death and witchcraft, but Frank Finlay comes to the rescue as the cruel, corrupt and repulsive witch-smeller pursuivant. That's at the usual time next week.